You start the workout, you start the diet, you start the business. You say, this time I'm serious, this time I'm locked in. And then it happens. Life hits. You get tired. You miss a day, then two. And before you know it, you're back at square one, again. You hate this version of yourself, but you keep becoming him. Why? You want to know why you can't stay disciplined? Because you're still riding waves, not building a ship. You're addicted to the hype, that fresh start energy, that I'm about to glow up high. But the hype is hollow, and when it fades, so do you. You don't need more motivation, you need to learn how to stand when the feeling is gone. Because the truth is, you never needed motivation, you needed conviction. Every time you try to change, every time you say I want better, the universe responds with one question. Prove it. And suddenly, your schedule gets chaotic. Your emotions get heavy, your old habits creep back in. This is not sabotage, it's not punishment, it's the process. The universe wants to know if you're faking it, or if this version of you is finally real. You don't pass that test in the gym, you don't pass it with a vision board, you pass it when everything goes wrong and you stay locked in anyway. Here's where most people lose. They try to overhaul their entire life in a week. They go from couch to beast mode until life punches back. But here's the game. Start so small, you can't say no. Don't build a castle, lay a brick. One every day, a 5-minute workout, one healthy decision, one page of reading. That's how empires are born. Quiet, small, daily. It's not about force, it's about flow. It's about building momentum so small, even your bad days can't knock it off track. You keep quitting because deep down you're still identifying as the old you. You say you want change, but you still believe you're the version that gives up. Discipline is not something you do, it's who you are. So stop saying I'm trying to be healthy. Say I am healthy, I'm not trying to build discipline. Say I am disciplined. Speak it like it's already true, and act like it's already done. That's how your identity shifts. That's how habits stick. The reason you fall off? You're not planning for the bad days. You're planning for when it's easy, when you're energized, when it's sunny, when you're hyped. But what about the days when you feel empty? When your thoughts are loud and your hope is quiet? That's when discipline has to be automatic. No debating, no negotiating, no overthinking. Just, I don't feel like it, but I do it anyway. That's where freedom begins. You let your emotions run the show. If you're tired, you skip. If you're sad, you sabotage. If you're stressed, you quit. But what if you learned how to feel those emotions and still move? What if instead of letting the storm control you, you became the eye of the storm? Let the world be chaotic. Let your thoughts scream. You move anyway, silently, powerfully, on purpose. That's the difference between staying stuck and becoming unstoppable. You're going to feel pain either way, the pain of staying the same, or the pain of changing your life. One hurts now and heals later. The other feels good now, and breaks you slowly. You choose. Every time you skip that rep, break that promise, eat that thing you said you wouldn't, you chip away at your self-respect. But every time you follow through, even when it's small, you build something sacred. You build trust with yourself, and that trust, that's your superpower. Discipline is the highest form of self-love. It says, I care about the future me, more than the temporary pleasure right now. You think this is about working out, about habits? No. This is spiritual warfare. You're not just fighting cravings, you're fighting your past. You're fighting trauma. You're fighting every lie you believed about yourself. When you say, I'll do it later, that's your shadow talking. When you say, I'll never be consistent, that's not your voice. That's your history, trying to hijack your future. But your soul knows better. Your higher self is watching. And every time you show up, even when it's quiet, even when no one claps, you're aligning with your purpose. Let me be real with you. Discipline is boring. You wake up, you do the reps, you show up when no one's watching, you eat the same meals. You move in silence. But what's boring today becomes beautiful tomorrow. You're not doing this for attention. You're doing this because you've decided, I deserve better, I am better, and I will not fold again. A lot of you weren't just lazy, you were lied to. Told you you weren't consistent, told you you always quit, told you you're not built for it, sometimes by others, sometimes by your own voice. But what if that wasn't you? What if that voice was a recording from a wounded version of you who was never taught how to win? Discipline isn't about proving others wrong, it's about proving to yourself that the old story is over. You don't owe your past any more loyalty. You get to start a new chapter right now. You're already disciplined, you already show up with focus and energy. For the wrong things. You'll scroll for hours. You'll smoke every day like clockwork. You'll gossip, chase validation, chase dopamine, with precision. That's energy, that's consistency, that's practice. But it's being funneled into your downfall, not your destiny. Imagine if all that energy went toward building instead of numbing. You'd be a monster by now. Discipline isn't something you need to find. It's something you need to redirect. Discipline don't look loud, it don't post every move, it don't explain itself. Discipline is what the chosen ones move with, it's spiritual armor. It's the quiet contract between you and your highest self. No likes, no applause, no shortcuts, just, I said I would. And I did. I said I'd become him. And I am. I move in silence, because my results will scream. The world's loud right now, but the ones in the shadows, the ones building when no one's watching, they're the ones who take the throne. So build, show up, and stop waiting for permission to become legendary, because you don't have a motivation problem. You don't have a discipline problem. You have a truth problem. And the truth is, you were never weak. You just hadn't decided who you really are yet. But now you know. So move like it, talk like it, live like it. Because discipline is not the goal. It's the weapon that builds the life you were born to lead.